All right, hit
All
it
right.
now.
Yeah, I
There
hit
we
it. So it
go.
should. So we're live right now.
You
Hey,
are
All
everybody.
right.
And you should be
live.
able to hit it on your end.
All right.
It does not show me. Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome to episode 31 of the Dirt on Gardening podcast. We have Urban Gardening with Gray and the Chocolate Botanist, and I am Andre the Farmer. And today we are going to be talking about gifts, gardening things that are on a wish list, gardening things that you can buy, gardening things that are a waste of money, gardening things that are probably going to be the best thing you could possibly get. But before we talk about that, we had a little holiday recently. Um, I believe they call it in the United States, they call it um, Thank Give something like that.
They sure do.
Um, since I'm Canadian, so it's very foreign to me. But how was your holiday? Great.
Laissez les bons temps rouler. It was fantastic over here. We let the good times roll, as I like to do, because over here in my household, we're pescatarians, so we're not doing a bird, we're not doing ham or anything like that. So what I make for my family every single year is my legendary, and I do mean legendary, seafood gumbo. And it had all the tastes of New Orleans in it, and so we had a great time. And then my son turned 7 years old. Now I got to tell you about this, Andre. Derek, you're gonna love this too. All right, so he just had his birthday. He just turned 7, and so I was talking to him, yesterday, and he says, "Dad, I'm 7 years old now, right?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I do know. I was at your birthday, son." He said, "I'm pretty much an adult now, so I can do some adult things around the house. You just let me know what you need help with. Like, I got you, buddy." So yeah, 7-year-old adult in my house.
All right, nice, nice, nice. It,
I
it
love
goes
it.
fast. It goes fast. Mine are 20. Mine are 22 and about to be 21 this Sunday. So it goes by. Enjoy those moments.
Definitely, definitely. Congratulations on that.
What's go? Oh, hey Derek, What happened with your holiday weekend or your holiday week?
That's a very good question. When it came to my Thanksgiving, it was beautiful. I ate a lot of food. I love sneaking food. I love eating. I love eating good food. So I had turkey, I had ham, I had some sweet potato pie, I had some little mini cheesecake things. I had all sorts of delicious meat. And I worked during the week, so I got to make a little money. So it was a pretty good holiday for me. But what did you and your family eat? That's really the question because we know you don't really eat anything. So what did you and your family eat?
Well, I definitely would take issue with I don't eat anything 'cause I eat a lot of things. I got a video coming out where I had a kangaroo steak. Um,
Whoa,
Interesting.
that
yeah,
is.
so I will experiment with a lot of foods. Actually, I will try just about anything. There's just certain things that I just don't eat because they're gross. But like we had, right,
Shade, I
like
love it.
there's no reason to eat raisins. Like that's just
Yes, they
like
are. They're delicious.
listen. I got understand eating raisins when we didn't have refrigerators, right? Because you gotta like save that stuff somehow, right? But we got technology now. There's no reason for a raisin to even exist in 2025.
But
But
it's a
Mm,
great
anyways,
source of fiber, dude.
it's delicious. They are so
Put in
delicious. You get
put
them in
in
your
some
oatmeal.
frosted flakes or put it in your oatmeal.
In your
Yes.
oatmeal, you get
Come
them
on.
ones, and they
listen.
soft, and it's a little burst of sweetness. It's good.
The only thing that I hate more than raisins is raisins in stuff. Like,
And
like I would rather just suck it up and swallow down or go to eat a raisin than to have a raisin in stuff. Like, I had listen when I was in Mexico last was my wife's birthday, and did I tell the carrot cake story? Did I tell you guys that?
I
No.
don't
Now I
remember.
need to hear the carrot cake
So
story.
we ordered this carrot cake, and I don't eat carrot cake. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm not gonna gain any weight on this. I'm not eating this carrot cake. I'm getting just the carrot. I'm not getting a chocolate cake or a good cake for me. I'm just getting the carrot cake. I tried that carrot cake. It was so freaking good. I almost ate more of that carrot cake than anybody else. It was so freaking good. And I've always been sort of biased against carrot cake because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you make a cake out of carrots? But
Now I agree. I
exactly,
agree
there's
with
no
you on
reason to
that.
do that. There's so many good things to make cakes out of. Why carrots? So, anyways, I'm eating this cake like crazy. And then we're headed back home in the car the next day, and there's leftover cake, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get some cake, right? And my wife's friend goes, "Yeah, there were raisins in that cake." I'm thinking, there weren't no raisins in the cake. I'm like, no, there weren't raisins. There weren't raisins. And she goes, "Yeah, there weren't very many, but there were a couple." I'm like, "No, you must have got a bug. It's not a raisin, okay?" So,
Got a bug.
You would rather believe this woman ate a roach than eating
so
a
then
raisin.
I'm
My
sitting on
God.
the couch eating it, and there's something kind of soft and chewy in my mouth. And now I got to investigate. So I pull it out, and it's a golden raisin.
Oh, those are good.
Are good. Yes.
They
When
are
I
good.
tell you, I did not eat another bite of that cake again. I was done. I just left
So
it
you're
as
like
it
a
was.
5-year-old.
I'm done. I'm not
Because
eating
you
that
ate
cake
it
ever
until
again.
until she put it in your mind, you weren't even focused on them chewy bits.
Do you know how
Until
much
she
of that
put it in
cake
your
I
hand.
ate?
You ate 15 raisins before she said something. And now that
Probably.
she told you that, now it's, oh my God,
Can't eat it.
raisins.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But anyways,
So,
Thanksgiving. We had a great Thanksgiving. We we have more of a Caribbean Thanksgiving, so we have oxtail, rice and peas.
Mm.
I know you guys don't call it this. You guys call it mac and cheese. We call it macaroni pie. Anytime it goes in the oven, it's macaroni pie. You guys call it macaroni and cheese, which I don't understand, because how do you differentiate macaroni cheese that you do in a pot on the stove versus macaroni and cheese that goes in the oven?
it's just
So
mac and cheese.
if you bake some spaghetti in your oven, you're gonna call that spaghetti pie?
I wouldn't just say I'm giving you spaghetti if I baked it. I'd say it's something different now, right? Like the macaroni. Like if someone goes, you go somewhere and they say they're making mac and cheese, and they give you this out of a pot on the stove, they just scoop it out and put it in your plate. Like
Mhm.
you got mac and cheese, right?
Yeah, that's it.
You're exactly right. You hold on one second with that story, Andre. Hey, Gray,
Mhm.
I didn't know that the oven or on top of the stove changed what it was.
It-
And this is
it-
news to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's still mac and cheese. So they bring that plate to me. I'm like, thank you, appreciate you. Yum, yum, yum.
No. They're two different things.
Oh,
They're two different things. When you
I'm here
bake
for it.
something, yeah, it's something different. Like if you eat, yeah. Anyways.
No.
It's okay. It's all right.
All right, so
Anyways.
now I have a question for both of y'all. All right, and this goes out to the audience too. So Thanksgiving, we just had it, right? So are
Mhm.
you team sweet potato pie or team pumpkin pie? Let me know. What's your thoughts? Sweet potato or pumpkin pie?
Let's start with you, Andre, because I'm curious what you eat. Is it a
Mm.
sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie for you?
They can just both go in the garbage.
I should have known.
Next. They both go in
Don't
the
even,
garbage for me.
I don't even want to hear anymore.
Look,
Next,
just take him
Gray.
off screen.
We put him away. He's
You
gone
can toss
now.
them. You can toss them both.
He's
Okay, that's all I'm
gone.
gonna say
We
about
can't even
that.
see him anymore. He's gone. This is great. He's been overtaking y'all because that is insane.
That
Okay,
is insanity. All
Gray.
right,
What
Derek,
about
your
you?
thoughts. What's your take?
Oh, my turn is me. So look, I love a sweet potato pie because the fact that pumpkin has gotten such play is insane to me. Pumpkin pie is disgusting. I think pumpkin spice is disgusting. Pumpkin flavored things are disgusting. Back when I loved Harry Potter, I was like, oh, pumpkin juice, whoa. But I didn't really like it. I just liked the Harry Potter books, right? But just like growing up, finding out that J.K. Rowling isn't a good person, I grew up and found out that pumpkin juice is not that delicious, and it's a lie. So pumpkin pie is what I'm here for. So what about you, Gray? Please tell me the right answer.
Yeah, I
Please,
know what the
Gray.
potato.
correct answer is, but
Ooh,
they're
thank
both pretty
God.
trash for me.
Sweet potato all day long, twice on Sunday. Sweet potato. I mean, it's in the name, sweet potato. You don't have to add anything to it. My whole logic, and the way this conversation started is my sister-in-law was coming over for Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
and my wife said, "Hey, my sister's coming over." I was like, "Cool." She's gonna bring a pumpkin pie. I said, "She's gonna bring what?" And she says, "A pumpkin pie or a sweet potato pie." One of them. I was like, "I need you to differentiate. I need
Thank
to
you
know
for
the
the
difference
information.
because she coming here with a pumpkin pie. I might just have to disown her because Yeah, no, sweet potato all day long. I mean, because think about it, pumpkin pie, you got to put stuff on top of it. You got to put whipped cream or pecans and all kind of extra stuff. Sweet potato pie is good hot, it's good cold, with nothing, with a glass of milk. Doesn't matter. Sweet potato all day long.
I'll tell you what. Here's my philosophy on it. Okay, the pumpkin pie just totally disgusting. Not even an option. But
Okay.
sweet potato pie, it's not that it's so bad or so terrible. It's just that it's not worth the calories. It's not worth
Yeah,
the calories.
you do
I'm
it
not.
once or
I'm not
twice
even.
a
I'm not eating a sweet
year.
potato pie.
Once or twice a year, Andre. You're not
No,
eating
but
sweet
let me
potato
eat
pie
something
every
that's
day.
good. If I'm gonna burn, if I'm gonna waste that many
It's
calories, let me eat something
Thanksgiving
that's
and
good. Give
Christmas.
me like a
It's
cheesecake or a freaking chocolate fudge cake or something, or
and
oh, you
y'all
know
heard
what?
it here first.
One of my wife's friends, she's Haitian, and she made a white chocolate um, bread pudding,
Mhm.
and she
Oh.
just gave it to us. 80% of that is in my stomach right now.
I
It
can,
is so
but
freaking good.
a sweet potato pie is amazing. And for those of you who are capping, really caping and capping for the pumpkin pie in the comments, I'm blocking all of you as we speak. Y'all will never see my content again because pumpkin pie is disgusting. You got to put so much on top of it. And really, what you should put on
Wait,
top of a pumpkin
Jen
pie
says you don't have
is
to
a
put anything on pumpkin pie.
Jen lies. Jen lies real bad. So what you have to put on top of a pumpkin pie is a sweet potato pie. You just take that pumpkin pie and throw it away. You put it right on top of the pan, whole pan and all slat right on top because that is disgusting.
Well, I'll tell
I
you something that we did have for Thanksgiving that was absolutely delicious. We had the sweet and spicy pepper sauce.
did you?
This is my
Oh.
pepper sauce. It's sweet and spicy. It's absolutely delicious. It's all natural. You can get it at andrethefarmer.com and you can get it on amazon.com. Got 8 different fruits and vegetables, all natural. And I created this in my kitchen. It's absolutely delicious. Get yours while it lasts.
And
Makes a
while you're
great
doing
stocking
that,
stuffer too.
it does because let me tell y'all, I should have stuffed my stocking with one because I had mine here because I like to show it off, and I was going to plan on eating some turkey barbecue, right? Because they gave us some at the church house, you know, a little sweet potato pie, a little catfish, a little watermelon, all things Andre don't like. I was going to put it on top of the sauce, and I was going to eat this covered all in raisins. It was going to be amazing, right? And my glass bottom broke out of my glass. I dropped the pepper sauce, glass went everywhere. Now, I know y'all are wondering, how can you do that, Derek? Steve Urkel is my half cousin. I can do anything. I can break anything that Christ can strengthen me to break. So, with that being said, y'all should get you some because y'all missed. If you didn't get you some last month and y'all missed the deal,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
have to deal with yourself and go ahead and buy you some pepper sauce because it's going. You can put it on top of pumpkin pie and make it actually taste good.
Yeah.
There you
Now,
go.
Ruby says she makes her own hot sauce. This is not a hot sauce, Ruby. This is a pepper sauce. It's a pepper sauce hot sauce. So just 3 ingredients: vinegar, cayenne peppers, and salt. This is pepper sauce. It's got 8 different fruits and vegetables. Completely different. But anyways, I had a great Thanksgiving. My death row meal. This is the meal that I have every Christmas, every Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Is oxtail, rice and peas, and my stuffing that I make. And that on a plate there, that's always my first plate. That's my first plate, and then I'll dabble as we go on the rest of the way.
You know, I'm starting to realize something. We're all gardeners, we're all growers, but we also all cook. I didn't realize that about us because I know Derek's talked about some of his recipes.
Yep.
Andre over there making pepper sauce and his own stuffing. Like, wow, we
Yep.
are a versatile group.
I
We
think
are one.
we all love food, right? We all love
We
food.
got
I think
to.
food's the common denominator.
It is food and plants. So this is why when we come together on Andre's property, you know he owns about half of Florida. When we come together on his property and we cook together in his kitchen, because I'm sure it's palatial. You probably got a house like Eddie Murphy. You know his ceilings open up. You go there. Oh my God, I can't wait. We can cook and eat together. That's gonna be a time.
All right.
Ooh, I
Well,
like that. The dirt on gardening cookout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
Come
can do
on
my
now.
I'm gonna
we can
do
do that.
Julia
We can do
Child's
that.
voice the whole time. I'm gonna be doing French Chef Julia Child's voice the whole time. Either that or
We
Chef
can do
Gordon
that. We can
Ramsay.
do that. But tonight we did want to talk about, since we're getting into the time for gift buying and all those things, we kind of wanted to talk about like things that you could get for people, things that are gardening tools or gardening gifts, and things that you shouldn't get. Because there are a lot of things. I have a list of things that you shouldn't get for people and you might think they're going to be good gifts, but for a gardener, they're not going to be good gifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be on your wish list, guys? What would be something you'd want to get?
Well, with me, my family always loved to get me plants. And I'm gonna have to say this year, no plants. No, look, I know this sounds sacrilegious, but no plants for Gray. Because I'm running out
Gas.
of real estate. I mean, seriously, I'm running out of room. Then I'm always propagating. So I'm gonna say no plants. But you know what? I think is a great gift. Um, are pots, you know? And I mean, I
Right.
don't, I don't mean just, regular pots, because let's face it, a lot of gardeners try to be frugal and you have a lot of like your decorative terracotta and your porcelain and your clay pots and everything. I think a good pot for a gardener or even like a grow bag or something like that, or set of grow bags, that's something practical that they could use and they can put whatever they want in it. Because I think like especially, okay, I have particular taste when it comes to plants, right? I like my tropicals. I like something very, that's going to climb, that's going to do something. So go and get me a plant. You really have to know me to know what plant to buy for me. But a pot, I can do so many different things with that pot. And honestly, because I'm a frugal gardener, I might not buy that terracotta pot
Right.
for myself. Make sense?
Yeah, 'cause I feel like when you buy a gift for somebody, a lot of times it's really important, especially for somebody that can get things they want, like to get them something that they ordinarily wouldn't get for themselves, right?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you, Derek?
Don't get me pots because I actually just got rid of 200 of these things. All
But
types
not
of
nice
plastic
pots,
pots.
not nice pots. 200 like crappy
Even
pots.
they were like plastic pots, some decent pots that I was painting project that things could have been that were fading that I could have restored. And I was like, I just gotta get rid of all this stuff in here. But I think the thing I would want is let's see, what would I want? I feel like I have everything I want planting. I would want like some special philodendron, like one of them special ones, them cool ones, or really either like a tissue culture kit. Like I've always wanted to do some tissue culture at home. I did it for work
Mhm.
previously. Tissue culture is dope. It's hella hard, it's hella intensive. So I see why the plants be taking so long and it costs money. But something I would love to do, just have a space where I can do that and have the setup to do to tissue culture my own plants.
Because when you said plants, like some philodendrons that are like super rare, like I just don't trust non-gardening people to really buy the right plant for me, right?
Oh yeah, I would need to tell them. It would be you surprise me with the thing I told you to buy. So like I have a philodendron, strawberry, pink princess galaxy. And it's like white and everything, or like the strawberry shake I got. Like I found these things, or like there's one I want. It's a philodendron caramel something, and it's like this beautiful brown shake. And I'm like, that would be dope, having all these philodendrons, all these different colors. So that's what I would like, but something simpler would just be give me a tissue culture kit.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, Spaniata said grow bags. No. Oh, sorry. I gotta go down a little bit. She said, where did I meant? I just lost her. We had some people suggesting things that they want. Where'd she go? Oh no, sorry. That's Deanna said grow bags and pots to fit her taste. Um, JJK Weeder said a herb garden. Do you recommend a good basic herb starter book? So maybe books would be a good thing, gardening books for people. I personally
Yeah.
am not a huge gardening book guy because I think there's so much access to resources online and social media that it's hard for me to sit down nowadays and read a whole gardening book.
But see, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. And I mean, everybody eat to each their own. But I prefer sitting down old school under a reading lamp, looking like, Father Time, nose deep in a garden book. That's how I love to learn. Because, all right, truth be told, I know it sounds weird saying this on the podcast. I actually don't watch a lot of gardening content because
Mm.
I don't learn. I mean, everything else I can learn kinesthetically, I can learn visually. But when it comes to plants, I have to learn it in a book. I have to read it. So I'm gonna disagree with you right there, brother. I mean, no, you give me some good gardening read. I'm gonna sit down like, let me learn about the Pakistani mulberry and its
All right.
history.
What's your favorite like gardening book? Like what's a book you'd recommend for someone who's going to garden, or as a gift for somebody as a garden?
I'm gonna show you one. So put me on program. Put me up on the big screen. Because a lot of people ask about being a master gardener and say they don't have time to be a master gardener. Guess what? you can actually buy the Master Gardener books online. So
Wow.
if you have the time and you have the resources, I think a Master Gardener book, depending on your state, might be a great gift to purchase for someone who really wants to learn more about their craft. So I mean, yeah, it's pricey. I'm not gonna lie to you. This book was
I
two
was
hundred
wondering,
and
like,
seventy dollars.
is this like a $20 and under gift, or is this?
No, this is put some money on the ponies gift. This is $270 is what I paid for the book,
Mhm.
but it is a resource manual that I always go back to. I mean, as
Okay.
long as I've been a master gardener, I still refer back to it this day and age.
Okay.
And
Someone
I
also
think
mentioned soil. They said soil would be a great gift. I was thinking
soil is
soil
definitely a good
too.
deal.
Have you read Gia's? I think it's Gia's Garden. Um, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I believe it's Gia's. Someone help me out in the comments here. It's Gia's Garden, I believe it's called. I read that book a few years ago. That was a really good gardening book I found for permaculture and that whole sort of ecosystem sort of thing. I thought was really good. But there's a couple gifts that I definitely would not want to have. And I don't want anyone else to buy these gifts either. One of them is the grafting pliers. There are grafting pliers that are advertised on social media that make a U on one side and then make the opposite of a U on the other side.
I've
And
seen
they're,
those.
huh?
I said I've seen those. You don't say
Yeah,
they're good?
they're terrible.
Oh
I bought
no.
one. The problem is they don't hold at all and they don't give you a long connection between the cambiums. So you get a very
Oh,
small connection between the cambiums and it's super loose.
oh no.
Now, of course, you could get away and you could have grafts be successful, but you are going to have a much higher success rate just using a grafting knife and cutting into it. I have one, or I had one. I don't even know if I still have it, but if it's somewhere, it's tremendously rusty.
All right.
But
So now, with that
okay,
being said, Andre, you touched on something. I know we've talked about grafting before, but explain that a little bit to our audience. So it's like, why do we need to have that length of cambium? Why are we trying to match up those cellular layers?
well, well, two reasons. Well, one, you want, in order for a graft to work, the cambium is the layer right under the bark. And this is probably something that Derek can explain better than me, but that's where the cells that differentiate into like whether they're going to be bark or whether they're going to be roots or whether they're going to be branches or whatever they're going to be. I'm not sure if they'd be similar to like
The
stem
growing
cells in a
tissue.
human.
Yes.
What?
The actual living growing tissue. Yes.
Okay, right. So that's the part that has to connect with your graft if you want those two things to join and become one. Because when you're grafting, you're getting one tree to believe that it is part of another tree, and you want the primary tree to feed that new connection that you added there. So they've got to fuse, and you want as much cambium touching as for as long as possible in order for them to fuse. But the other thing that's very important when you're grafting is making sure that your tools are super clean. And this is one way to make sure they're clean. Retain spray. It doesn't only disinfect and clean your tools, it also lubricates them and makes sure your tools are going to last. But when you're grafting, spray that knife, spray those pliers, those snips. This is definitely going to increase your percentage of success with your grafts. And it's all natural. You can get it at retainspray.com. And I believe it is also available on walmart.com
That's right.
And
Walmart.com as well.
Amazon.
and Amazon now. All
Yes,
right.
Look at that.
here. So you can order them all. And if, again, y'all can see the banner moving across the screen. That banner will be able to tell you where all of these products are because we are fancy here. And when you look at that banner, it will tell you what you need to know. Screenshot it. Go get you some Retain today.
All right. Now we got some questions in the comments. Sorry, Brandon. What
Yeah.
was that?
No, go ahead. Questions.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Someone said, what do you guys think about the American chestnut seed?
I mean, I've never seen one. I think if we were, I know there's products or projects to reseed forests with the chestnut, especially after chestnut blight kind of took it out. But I don't really have any negative thoughts towards it. I think it's a good thing to
Yeah.
invest in and to take care of.
I think it's a good idea because if I understand the logic behind this, now, of course, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But the logic is getting the American chestnut seed for someone as a gift, like a stocking stuffer or something like that. because that then
Oh,
in turn make the participant have to do something. So you have to go out and plant this seed, you have to go out and plant this tree. So it becomes more of an experience than just a gift. That's how my wife is. She likes to get gifts that is also an activity, so it creates an everlasting memory. So if that's what you're
Okay.
thinking, I think that's a dope idea. And it doesn't just have to be the chestnut. You can do that with wildflower flowers. You can do that with other ornamental trees. Beneficial. Just make sure you're not doing it with anything that could be invasive. So you would have to do a little bit of background research to make sure that one, hey, does this grow in our zone? Two, is this invasive? But I think that's a good idea for a gift because it's something that you're going to create a memory behind. And then, hey, 20, 30 years from now, that tree is still there. Like, hey, I remember we did this tree thing.
I think seeds are a good idea. I think trees, not such a great idea in general, because generally you're going to be giving someone a tree in the winter. And I don't think the winter's the best time for people to be getting trees. I think spring is a much better time for you to get trees, whether you live in a warm climate or a cold climate. Even here in Florida, I don't like to plant trees after about August or September because I want the tree to be established before the cold comes, especially if it's a tropical tree. And I'm mostly a tropical tree guy. So seeds I think are a great option.
I disagree with you.
Yeah, Deanna says, in this environment, we need books. Book of Eli scarred me. Have you guys seen the Book of Eli?
Yes,
I
Denzel.
think I did.
That is a
Denzel.
great movie.
Yes,
That is such a
Denzel.
good movie. I
But
just
when is
saw,
Denzel? Okay, no, no. When is Denzel ever bad in a movie though?
I heard he
I
was
don't know.
bad at this Gladiator movie.
I
I
don't
haven't
think he was
seen it.
bad in it. I saw it.
I heard he was bad. There are people who are like, he didn't really do his big thing here.
I think he played the role that he had, but I didn't like him in Training Day. I thought it was over the top.
Hmm.
I'm surgical in here, Andre.
I thought it was too much. But Book of Eli, I thought that was amazing. And I had forgotten about that movie. And that's a movie that, because my kids, for Father's Day, every year, the gift that they have to give me is they have to sit down and watch two of my movies. And Book of Eli is going to be the next one. That's going to be the next one. I think they still only one from last Father's Day. So I think I'm going to get them to sit down and watch the Book of Eli. That's just a great movie all around. But let's
Yeah,
see.
I like that.
So
That's a
what are
great
some other
idea.
gifts that you guys want or don't want someone to give you?
I don't want any soil. And I say that as a person that has so much soil in this house. And so many companies will send me soil to try out their stuff because they're like, try this out. And I'm like, if you watch my content, you see that I mix my own. I mix my own. And there was one company that I will not name live. I'll tell y'all after. But I put a snake plant in that thing. And they were like, this is the succulent mix. And that snake plant died like no plant in my house has ever died before. And it stayed so wet. It stayed sopping wet. And like I picked it up, I was like, I haven't watered this in months. And they had so many water holding things in there. Don't send me any soil.
Okay, you can send me
Please
all the
don't.
soil. You can send me all the soil. I'll dump them in the raised beds and I'll amend them as necessary. Send me all the soil.
Well,
Braided
I'm gonna tell you.
sweetgrass.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, I
Someone
was
said
gonna tell you my
braiding
idea, but sweetgrass. What'd you say? Sweetgrass?
braiding sweetgrass is a beautifully written book. Deanna says. I've never heard of that
Hmm,
book.
I
check
think
that
I
one
have
out.
it.
You
I
have
think
it?
I believe I do.
Oh. Look, I
I
might have to tell the missus
believe
put
I
that in
do.
my stocking stuffers because that sounds like a good read, Deanna. Thank you for the recommendation.
I
Gardening
thought I
Gen
did. I don't
X.
see it.
Gardening Gen X said they're still susceptible to blight and don't last many years. Could she be talking about the chestnut, the
I
American
think she
chestnut?
is talking about
Yes.
the chestnuts. Yeah, they probably are still going to be susceptible to it because I mean it's not like we've genetically modified or bred it out of them. So yeah, it still
Okay.
would be susceptible.
Because I
But
don't
there
think
are
I've seen a
some.
chestnut tree since I left like Washington D.C. area.
Mm,
Like, do they? I don't think chestnuts don't grow this far south. I don't believe.
no, I
Not
haven't seen.
anymore, but
No.
there are some trials I vaguely remember hearing about to produce some blight resistant trees, and trying to get that to replenish the thing. I think I learned about this at the Morton Arboretum, but I could be misremembering.
Okay. Ruby
Now, I
asks,
want to mention real quick
what?
before we get to Ruby, because you didn't get to hear from me.
All right,
So,
go on. Tell us your deal, Greg.
so tools, gardening tools. And now I'm gonna tell you, okay, when it comes to gardening tools, um, don't cheap out. Okay. So if it's not in your budget to get a decent set of gardening tools for the gardener in your life, spend a little bit of money and get some real good quality tools. And I'm going to say there's a tool that has been on my wish list for the longest time, but my wife is in charge of the budget, so I have to ask permission. Andre, you have this Hori Hori that's on your website. Every time I see you in a video and you got the Hori Hori, you put out like, God dog it, I need to buy that Hori Hori. And I love it because you don't have it as a ridiculous price, but I've seen you use it. I see the quality in the steel and I see the quality in the handle. So I'm going to say gardening tools is a good gift for gardeners if they're quality tools. And be honest with you, if you're getting it from the Dollar Tree, they're probably not quality tools. Now I use, hey, I use them
I know what
while
I'm getting you for Christmas, Greg. Uh, but no, seriously, like if you can't afford to like get someone a set of tools or multiple tools, get them one thing, get them one tool, and get them a good one.
yeah, yeah.
I'd much rather get a nice grafting knife than a whole grafting kit that's all just rubbish because it's not gonna last. It's not gonna do the job effectively. Buy it once.
And then you're gonna get that gift face from people that can be like, thank you, thank you, yeah.
Oh, this is nice. Wow.
A pack of 40 grafting knives. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
So what about tools for you, Derek? Do you have like a tool that you would want to get or something like that?
This is especially when I have a house, I want like one of those tree trimmer shredder things because I want to be able to take like pine bark and shred it into a fine mulch that I could use for my plants. The botanical garden that I'm a part of the board of directors in, their soil mix is, I think, pine bark, a large percent of it. And it felt so good. I'm very tactile when I mix soil up, very tactile. And it felt so good to the hands, and my plants were growing so beautiful. And I was like, I would love this to just be able to shred this up and be like, boom, and mix it up into my compost and my vermicompost and things. It would be delicious.
Derek, I have a shredder, it's like a chipper, but it's like a lightweight
Yes,
chipper.
a chipper. Yes.
I have one that I have never used. It is in my garage. I don't know if it's too big to ship. I don't know. Listen, if you'll pay the shipping, I will ship it to you.
Once I get a house, I will drive down there.
Come pick it up.
I will drive down there and I will make sure I kick every raisinette stand over on my way. You'll never see raisins again by the time I get down there.
Because I bought it because I had this idea that I was going to start chipping bamboo because the bamboo is rich in silica and a lot of minerals. I was like, I'm going to start shredding bamboo. And I just have never got around to using it. I've had it for like 2 years and I've never used it.
Wow.
Again, I will get a house. I will fly myself there, get a truck, and
it's not that big.
Down there. Look, I will be down there. If I can fit it in the back of my Elantra, I'll be there.
Oh, it'll fit in your Elantra.
But hold on, because let's go back to something that Derek just kind of casually threw in there. Oh, this botanical garden that I just happened to be the board of directors of. Dude, I didn't know you were board of directors at a botanical garden.
I never
dude, that's
that
awesome.
Before.
No, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is my second route of 2 years. Like I am on the board of directors for the North Carolina Botanical Garden, which is in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I have been on that board of directors for I think this is my second year or my third year. I think this is my third year. I've done their Carolina Moonlight Party, especially over COVID. I did their Carolina Moonlight Party online where we were basically being like newscasters. I've done all types of stuff. Like I've asked them to let me do more because like I'm a whole personality and I can help raise money. But that's another conversation for another day. It's a beautiful place. And if y'all are ever in the Triangle, any of y'all here, just let me know. And we can go walk around and look at plants.
All right, I like it. We got an inside man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Now, Ruby had a question about broadleaf thyme. Yeah, I grow a ton of that. It grows like a weed. We actually have it on my website. You can get cuttings on my website at andrethefarmer.com. Because the broadleaf thyme is also called Cuban oregano.
Yeah.
The fine leaf thyme, I think that's just regular thyme, what we would normally consider thyme. And I have a little bit of that, but that grows really slow for me here for some reason. It doesn't seem to really. The harvesting is I can only harvest a little bit at a time of that. Have you guys grown any of those?
Yes, I do. I do like a
Actually,
lemon creeping thyme. I love the thyme. I love the smell of lemon creeping thyme. And then I also, yeah, I do some oregano, hot and spicy oregano, and some Cuban oregano. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm all about the herbs.
and I did some Cuban oregano some years ago. I used to try to do thyme, but those herbs that aren't mint because they don't like to be like super wet, they don't really like. I overwater them, so they end up not making it.
I feel like they almost do better outside just because they're going to get less care outside.
All right, so it looks like we have a question here from Gwen Turner. Says, what vegetables can I plant in my raised bed garden that will survive all winter in zone 7, excuse me, 8B in San Antonio? And guys, if you don't mind, let me take the lead on this one because I actually used to live in San Antonio.
I mean, I feel like you're the closest out of all of us.
Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours away from me. My brother's actually still down in San Antonio. So as far as an raised bed, so we're talking about planting right now, I'm assuming, right, Gwen? So if we're planting right now, it's gonna be really dicey because San Antonio, you have a lot of hills coming through that terrain. So you get a lot of sharp winds that'll come through, and you can have freak freezes out of nowhere. I remember we had like a flash freeze one year when I was living down there, and everything was just like petrified and ice, out of nowhere. So I would say right now it will be kind of a gamble. I would start indoors. That's what I would do. And I would go with some herbs. All these herbs that we were just talking about, herbs would be great. But wonderfully enough, you're probably looking at the last day of frost being around mid-March for you. It's going to be the same as me up here in Dallas. I would say go ahead and get your thing started now. Start with some herbs. Definitely, I would say maybe late December, start you some tomatoes. Late December, mid-December, you can start you some tomato seeds. One that I particularly like is like pink girl hybrid. They're a really good hybrid tomato that make a pink blushing tomato. They have a nice flavor to them and they grow prolifically. That's a good indeterminate tomato to start. So maybe start you some tomatoes like late December and then mid-March, go out there swinging. We'll be planting at the same time.
What about something like putting garlic in the ground? Would they be able to do that now?
Oh, you know what? Thank you, Andre. Yes, that's a perfect idea. Actually, now out here in Dallas, we actually just had a freeze last night. So it might be challenging, but if in San Antonio, you still should be just warm enough, you can actually get you some soft neck garlic in the ground right now. And I say a soft neck because a soft neck doesn't require as many chill hours as a hard neck. So you can definitely get you some garlic in the ground right now. This would be a perfect time for them so that they can get that vernalization going on in the soil, and then they'll start popping up, and really start growing like towards midsummer. So yeah, garlic would be a great one to start right now.
Because I have garlic right now in the fridge outside. I have some elephant garlic that's been in the fridge now. I really should label stuff and put times on stuff. I don't know how long it's been there for, but I feel like it's been a lot of weeks. I feel like it's ready. So I think this weekend, maybe I'm going to put some garlic in the ground, or next weekend.
Andre, you just said something. You made me think of a gift for gardener, because let's face it, no gardener ever truly labels anything. Get a really snazzy labeler. One of those things that digitally puts out the stuff, a labeler.
That would work for me. That would definitely work for me.
We would still have to put the labels on. So
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, you still have to do it.
Because I've had one of those where you could print out the label and it was fancy and everything. Nope, I still didn't do it.
Do papaya have seeds now? Yeah, papayas have seeds. Now, not every papaya has seeds. Sometimes you open a papaya and it doesn't have any seeds. And sometimes you open a papaya and they're full of seeds and they came off the same plant. So it's not a conspiracy whether they have seeds or not. Some of them I think get pollinated, and some of them don't particularly get pollinated. I don't know. Is that how biology works?
Yeah. So
Derek?
when we're thinking about this, like, a fruit is an ovary, right? And with that ovary comes the opportunity to make seed and to make the next generation. But every ovary on this planet cannot produce a next generation, right? Every person that has the ability to have ovaries and to produce children may not have that ability to for whatever reason, right? If we think about it in terms of people, there's some people we know cannot have kids, and that's why we have the whole adoption situation that happens, and surrogacy and all the other things that deal with producing or getting kids, right? In that same way with plants, there are some plants that just won't have seeds. They were harvested early, they are infertile in general, or whatever, right? So if you're not questioning a mule or that as which is a hybrid, which cannot have seeds, you shouldn't worry about that. But there's a question just above that one. And that one is, how do I mitigate my neighbor pesticides yard spraying? And I want to hear what y'all would have to say.
So your neighbor is spraying pesticides and you want to try to mitigate that. Put a hit out on them. No. No. No.
For the
That's
record,
gonna be
I'm against it. For the record, I'm against that.
I'm also against it.
yeah. We all yeah, that's gonna be challenging because you're gonna get, herbicidal drift going on there. I mean, you can try some kind of privacy fence or something like that, or maybe even ooh, it's going to be a challenge because I mean, when the wind blows, it's going to come your way, just depending on where the wind blows. I mean, maybe invite your neighbor over. There you go. Here's your answer. Invite your neighbor over. Have a cup of coffee, or if it's in the evening, maybe have a cocktail with them, and just talk to them about plants and how much you love plants, and maybe explain to them the reason why we shouldn't use pesticides and herbicides and what it's actually doing. But you have to approach this confrontation kind of non-confrontational because you're like, hey, jerk, stop spraying all these sprays. Yeah, that's not gonna win. More flies with honey, right? So maybe invite them over, maybe make them a sweet potato pie, and you open up that conversation with them and be like, hey, I really would appreciate it because I do a lot of gardening out here and I don't want that kind of stuff in my garden. And that honestly may be your best bet because
Yeah,
trying to set up some kind of block, it's not going to work.
yeah,
Well,
because there's
I
not a
would have a
way.
different approach.
Oh, what's your approach?
Okay. Um, First, I would want to know first because I don't know, Gray. You live in this like happy world where everybody's neighbors are best friends and come over for coffee and drinks and whatever. I have never been in my neighbor's home, okay, and they've never been in my home, okay. We're not on that level. I'm gonna have people over for coffee, but so
We're
not
Southern.
everybody lives in that kind of world where, hey, Frank, come on over, let's have a drink together, Yeah, so you might not even know who your neighbor is, basically. So for one, I that wouldn't be my approach. My approach would be I would definitely talk to them, but I would try to find out what they are spraying. First of all, whether this is a herbicide or whether this is a insecticide, right? 'Cause I think that does make some level of difference. And if they could tell
Mhm.
me what the thing is they're spraying, and then I'd want to find out like what is this something that is harmful or not? Because there are a lot of pesticides that are literally, have a half-life of, nothing, right? They biodegrade very easily. They can be washed off. They're not going to affect your food in any way at all. So I would want to find out what it is, whether it has any effect on me at all before I even worry about this thing. And dosage matters, right? If they're spraying something low to the ground in their yard, like, what are you really getting? What are you really getting on your food, right? You know, and most of these things are not direct carcinogens, but one of the things that is a direct carcinogen is alcohol. And if you're going to go home and have a glass of wine, then you really shouldn't be worrying about how much drifts over into your yard because you're literally drinking the poison already. So,
But I do want to say I agree with Gray, except for once I invite them over for coffee, I've already slipped something into the coffee. They pass out. I take them away. That now I lock them downstairs. I say, "Will you do this again?" I'm shaking them. Will you do this again? Stop putting pesticides in my yard.
I
Please
feel
let
like
me
you're
know
gonna. I
I
feel
have
like
a
you're gonna make a
family.
skin suit.
No,
It
that's
puts
way
the
too
lotion
much.
on skin.
You're gonna be locked down here with a glass of milk. I seen it on a Lifetime movie when I was 7. They locked somebody in the basement with a glass of milk. I've never been able to find that movie. And you had a glass of milk for a week. But regardless, I think I agree. Talk with the person to see what they're spraying and why. Because once you can see the origin and like what is it, what can you do to protect your yard? Like there's if it is herbicides, if it is a pesticide, see what it is, what are they using it for? And like, hey, can you just maybe not spray this side? Can I do something for you to make this easy for you?
Or buy some giant fans and just.
Some comically large fans.
You know, it's
Bug
funny
bites.
because when you said that, I thought about it, like, yeah, I'm gonna toot my own horn here. I'm an awesome neighbor to have. I was sitting there thinking about my neighbor, like, yeah, he was cutting down a tree in his front yard, and him and his son was struggling to get that tree down. Like, hey, hold on, let me grab my truck. I got you. And I went over there and helped him out. I
That's
came to
but
the neighborhood. He brought some fish over. Like, hey, I just filleted some fish. You guys, you like fish? I'm like, yeah, we like fish too. So I'm an awesome neighbor.
you are, but we're
I think I'm an
Southern.
awesome neighbor, but my neighbors all suck.
Don't say that about your neighbors. They might be watching this. They're probably leaving right now. I think we're Southern, and I think that's the difference because I've also been one, not here, but in like my neighbors below me have given me food. Like for the holidays, like, hey, you want this? We had some leftovers, you want this and then the other. But when especially I live with my ex, I would go to neighbors' houses and be like, hey, what's going on? We'd eat. Oh, well, you got this. Oh, can you take me to the store real quick? Oh, I'm going to the grocery store. Oh, I was just about to go to the grocery store. Do you mind getting me this? Here you go. You hand me a 20 later, blah, 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 blah. Like it was just normal.
Yeah, yeah,
But again, it's the South, it's the Southerner in me
yeah.
that's like, we just here and we all family for the most part. We're just gonna do it for each other.
No,
And
I
I
would
got you.
love to be like that. Like that's my perspective. Like, you don't understand how much free fruits and vegetables and stuff I would give away to
I'm
everybody. Like,
surprised they're
if
not
anybody
coming to
comes to
you.
my yard, they leave here with handfuls of stuff every time you come here. And I would do that for my neighbors too, but they're all jerks.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry.
But you know what the biggest jerk in my garden is? Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Oh,
Mosquitoes.
yes.
But I've solved that problem with Sonia's bug spray. This stuff is amazing. It's all natural. It feels like lotion. I hate to call it bug spray because it doesn't feel like bug spray. It feels like lotion and it smells like lotion. You get it on the TikTok shop. You can get it at sonyasbugspray.com. And all the things that we talk about, all our sponsors are all natural. And this is made with lemongrass and all kinds of stuff. You'll smell like lemongrass. You can use this stuff as cologne, basically. It also works great as an afterbite. It keeps no serums and gnats and mites and what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Ticks. Keeps ticks off. So it's
Ticks.
also pet friendly as well. People use it on their dogs and their horses as well. So check it out, sonyasbugspray.com.
So now, Gwen Turner has another question. Our neighbor wants us to cut down our pecan tree because the leaves are getting on his truck. I told him, hell to the now. What do you think?
I think you need to take that neighbor and do my plan. The basement, the glass of milk. Okay, follow me on this. You get them in the house. Oh, that's nice. Push. Okay. I know the plants, they wouldn't even feel it. And then, because I'm a botanist, this is what botanists do. And then boom, they'll never be found again. Take the truck, dump it into a river. It's probably a Tesla truck anyway. And then boom, you have no worries anymore. And it's gone. No, what
No.
you should do is
maybe you
your
could compromise and prune portions of the tree that go over into their yard, maybe. But yeah, I would not cut my tree down for somebody's
You're
truck.
not the whole tree.
Yeah, especially a tree that's producing for me. Like, oh, no, not
Now,
gonna happen.
I 100% agree with Andre. Yeah. No, don't cut the tree. No, that's your tree. But I will say pruning back actually might work twofold. One, because it can minimize the amount of leaves. Two, pecans are notorious for dropping branches when branches get too heavy. That's one of the things pecans are known for doing. And depending on how old this tree is, it may decide to drop a branch on his truck, and then that becomes a lawsuit because you would be liable since it's technically your tree. So that's actually something that you may want to look into, is actually having an arborist or one of the tree trimming services. I would say I would prefer an arborist because those tree trimming services, they just go willy-nilly, just start cutting everything off, not knowing what they're cutting.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, prune those branches back to save you that headache in the future.
All right. JD
Mm.
Evans had a question. Said, "What's the best thing to grow in Ohio? 10 to 15 minutes away from Lake Erie. Lake Erie is some good fishing right there. There's some good walleye and perch and stuff in there. Great fishing. What do you guys
And
think?
just growing in general, or
Well, I don't know. Right now, I don't think there's anything you're growing in Ohio right now at this point in time.
it's a little nippy out there.
Yeah, but in the summer, you can grow every vegetable. Every vegetable you can grow in the summer up there. Probably get crazy yields. Soil's amazing up there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're saying it's right near Lake Erie, I mean, some of those, coastal areas right there off the lake, I'm pretty sure you can grow quite a bit out there. But yeah, if you had specific questions, yeah, let us know for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you have some premium soil up there to just, I mean, go for it.
Alaska asks, "Hey fellas, Yellow from San Diego. Question: Raised beds for someone who lives in an coastal weather, overcast coastal weather. I guess that might be.
Mhm.
Yeah, raised beds would be fine. I don't see any reason why not.
I'd say go metal.
You go metal
Don't you?
I would.
because the
Aren't you a
moisture.
representative? Don't
Yes.
you represent some metal pots? Some metal raised
You know,
beds?
well, my friends over at Epic Gardening, they actually I think the sale may still be going on over at Epic Gardening. They have like I can't even remember the sale. It's such a crazy sale. It's like buy three or buy two and get two free or something like that. Check out epicgardening.com. They have some of the best metal raised beds I've ever encountered because they're powder coated. That powder coating, especially being in a very moist and overcasty area, especially out there in San Antonio. If you're talking about San Antonio, it makes me think you're talking about like out there by Canyon Lake or something like that. I think metal raised beds would be the way to go. I'm actually for Christmas, I'm driving down to Georgia. I hope they're not watching right now because I'm about to spoil their gift. But my father-in-law and my step mother-in-law, I'm actually about to bring some metal raised beds down for them for Christmas because they've always wanted to do it, but they won't do it for themselves. So I'm gonna go down there and set up their garden for them, all metal raised beds. So I would say go metal if you can, because yeah, metal.
Someone said I have awesome neighbors. I wonder if it's one of my neighbors. Someone said compost the neighbor. No, 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 no,
No, don't do human composting
no.
unless you got the right tools.
Hey, I got one more gift recommendation, and this actually came from a really good friend of mine while we're still looking through the comments. But this is an idea, okay? Have you guys, and I know you've probably already heard of this, the amaryllis bulb. All right. So now, Andre, I know you're not really liking the ornamental flowers as much, or not as familiar with the
Right.
ornamental
I
flowers.
feel like I've heard of that, but I don't really know what it is.
Well, it's a bulb. It's a perennial bulb that you get, and it's encased in wax. And the beauty of this is you don't have to water this for like 4 to 6 weeks because inside this bulb, inside the wax is a bulb, and it will start to germinate and bud out. And in about 4 to 6 weeks, you will get a beautiful flower from it. And so this may be someone that is maybe someone who's a novice gardener or just got into gardening. So you want to get that for them because they don't really have to care for it that much. And the beautiful thing is once it flowers, and then once the flowers start to, dissipate and fall off and so forth, you can take that wax off of it, put it in some soil, let it go dormant. Next winter, it will start the whole process all over again because it's a perennial. So it's a really great gift. They have so many different colors. I mean, you're talking reds, like a candy cane stripe, like a dark velvety color. I mean, there's a bunch of different colors, and it's a beautiful gift because one, it's a flower, it's beautiful, and then two, it's very, very, very low maintenance. I mean, it's less maintenance than a cactus.
Wow.
So I think that's a great gift. So that's a recommendation. If you just can't figure out what you want to get the grower in your life,
Right.
something like this would be a great gift.
Oh, that is actually sounds like a really great idea. Are they expensive?
No. I mean, they range from like $10 upwards to about $30 or so, depending on the variety and the rarity of them. But I mean, you don't have to go, above and beyond. Just a common, Star Holland might be just fine. You know what I mean? So there's a
Yeah.
range. Yeah. So
And
this
they
could
used to
be,
be $5. Like
yeah,
some
see,
of the simpler ones used to just be like $5 because I got one several years ago from the Walmarts, and they would just be like this thing. I know a friend who does them with like the QVC and the wax one. She told me about them a couple of years ago, and they are a beautiful holiday gift for the person that just loves the concept of plants in your life because they get them, they can take care of them, and if they take them further, like go for it.
yeah.
That's nice. And Ruby mentioned the bamboo plants. She likes the bamboo plants. Hmm.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
She also asked, what's that plant called? Amaryllis?
Amaryllis, yes. Let's see, can I type it in the chat?
Amaryllis, amaryllis bulb.
Yeah. Hold on, because I have to spell.
The person y'all say is Jen, she put it in there.
Oh, Jen put it in? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Thanks, Jen. You
It's
rock.
above, so it's in the comments.
And
But
Bloom said fertilizers or bag compost soil is a reasonable gift. I'll tell you what, I think it's a reasonable gift as well. You know, fertilizer is a little bit tough because you don't know what sort of growing style people have, and whether they're into really putting outside things into their garden or not. Especially if they have a food garden. But I would like fertilizer. I love getting free fertilizer, fish emulsion, worm castings, anything that's sort of mildly organic. Then I think that's a great gift for somebody who's growing food.
Yeah. I tell you something that's
I love it.
practical to give as a gift for a grower too, and it's not a fertilizer, but it's a soil and root booster, and that's Thrive Roots. Thrive Roots is an OMRI listed soil booster and root stimulator. It is not a fertilizer, but you can use it with your fertilizer because the beautiful thing about Thrive Roots, it uses natural plant extracts to enhance the fertilizers that are already present in your soil. You will get some of the biggest, healthiest, thickest roots you've ever seen, and your garden will thrive. And
I need
that's
to
on
get me some more. I
thriveroots.com.
ran out.
Hey, look, I just saw Tiffany is in the warehouse this week, man. You reach out to her. She's out in the warehouse right now.
All right, all right. And where can they get that? Where can they get that?
That's at thriveroots.com, and they're also on Instagram at Thrive Root Squad. Thrive Root Squad.
Nice, 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 nice. So I know for me, it's hard. I don't know, it sounds weird saying this, but like when you have pretty much all the things you want as an adult, you can just get the things you really, really want, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell people what to get you for a gift. And, so I personally, I feel like I'm very hard to shop for especially in the gardening space. Like, what would you think? Like, what would you suggest someone get me if someone asked me what they should get for Andre? What would you recommend?
I would say waders, just knowing you. Like waders that you could wade out in your garden. There's just the rubber boots that comes up with the
Oh,
strap.
I have chest waders.
Oh, well, never mind that.
I would see, there we go. I'm gonna think right outside the box. I would look for some exquisitely rare heirloom mango something or other, some cutting, some clipping, some root stock, something that could just be like, this is a new tree that you could do, or a new graft to go for it and add to your trees. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, there is a new mango that came out.
See, you see how I did that?
It's called the Magic Mango.
See?
And it fruits like in December.
So see, and Magic Mango, you could make a movie with that starring Channing Tatum. And
I was thinking the same thing.
And for Gray, I would say, okay, let's get him, because he has all of these house plants. I would get him either some more shelving or some more lighting, something that could probably be like an automated, like Bluetooth on and off of the lights, because you probably already have that, but something that goes on and off that can just click, 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 and that can control that. I'm the best gift giver in the world. And, that's what I would do. Very simple.
What about a fancy cowboy hat?
A fancier cowboy hat. Now that would be nice, especially something that had like a little plant flair to it. Yeah.
Yes.
A little botanical drip.
Little plumage going on there. Yes.
A little plumage. So yeah, I would do that, and it would be dope, the dopest. So yeah, but I do see people are saying like vermicomposting kits, compost tumblers, small greenhouses, and grow lights. Definitely, I would love more grow lights, but really at this point, like mycorrhizal stuff and microbial inoculants for me, just for my plants, and more like fertilizers would be really what I would go for.
You know what? Next episode, I want to talk about mycorrhizal stuff because I hear there's a lot of controversy about that right now, especially right now. But anyway, guys,
Really?
we are out of time. We are out of time. We are going to be back next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, share it. You can see the replay on Instagram and YouTube.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and submit your questions because next week looks like we're going to be talking about mycorrhizal. Submit your questions. Maybe we'll do your questions live on air just like we did today.
All right. Derek, anything?
Nothing. Ask your questions and we'll come from there.
All right, guys. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.